on from the story, some things I learned through losing my mother at such a young age is one, that even though I may be the oldest, it is not my responsibility to be the parent, but I should be there to help. So if you are another parent and you just lost your significant other, I would not recommend forcing it all the responsibility or majority of the responsibility onto your oldest child or any of your children. They need you just as much as you need them right now. Number 2, I've learned that I can overcome anything, and a lot of people actually can. You know how they always say life keeps going on? Well, it does. You just have to find a way to get yourself out of that funk, no matter how long it takes. Number 3, I can still dream, and my dreams can change, and I could still make my mother proud even if she's not here. We had a plan for me to go to UCLA. It's not really going on right now. That's not really my top priority right now. Right now I have really just become very focused on my mental health, because mental health is wealth or something like that. Number 4, life is beautiful and should be cherished, and you should definitely cherish your loved ones that are around you, because you never know when they're going to be gone. After my mom had died, I had gotten close with one of my cousins, and she was very, very disrespectful to her mom, and each time I would be around her and she would talk back and be so disrespectful and curse back at her mom, I would shit bricks, obviously. I would be like, why are you doing that? Don't do that. You never know how long your mom is going to be here. Stop her. 5, it's okay to be sad. Just don't dwell in it, and do not create an Alice in Wonderland hole. I like to compare my depression and anxiety to an Alice in Wonderland hole, but one that's never ending. If you are not able to realize and say, yes, I am depressed, yes, I have anxiety, feel the emotion and push it away afterwards, you're going to end up deep in that hole, and you are going to regret it in the future when you are feeling a lot better. I don't know what number we are on, but I learned also that it was not my fault. After 2 years of feeling like it was my fault, I became more comfortable with the idea that it was not my fault. I could not have stopped it. I did not cause it. It was unexpected. It was natural. Another thing I learned was it could happen to anyone. You know, you don't know when someone's gonna go. You just have to love them when they're there. Another thing I learned is to not self-harm yourself, because you will regret it. I could tell you that much. It may feel good in the moment. It may make you feel better in the moment, but in the future, when you're happy and you look down at your skin and you see all these scars, me personally, I regret it. I think I've ruined my body. It shows that I went through some shit, you know, but I would much rather have my clean skin right now than to have felt just a little satisfaction in the past to get me up again. And lastly, talking to someone is really beneficial. I think it took me the longest time to open up to my family about it and talk with them about it, especially with my dad. My dad always never wanted to really talk about it, but he's recently been talking about it and opening up about his emotions and stuff, and I really see improvement. He is really losing the bitterness, really just blossoming, and I think that's what should happen with everyone. Now, some tips. I have a long list of tips, because this is the main reason I'm making this video, is because I want to give tips, hopefully, in hopes some of these will help improve it just a little bit more. You know, I would talk to someone you feel confident in. You know, going to a therapist right away is not always the funnest, especially when it's someone you don't know, but some people are actually better this way, so give therapy a shot. Even if you don't want to, because I used to be a stubborn, like, nope, I don't need that. I can do it on my own. I know what's wrong with me. You know, I got it under control. I went to talk to someone, and like that, I was reminded of what I was capable of and how I was able to change my thoughts around by myself. So therapy may or may not be for you, but I recommend talking to someone, anyone. It could be your dog. You know, just talk to someone. Don't keep it bottled up. Or you could also journal your feelings. Writing it down also seemed to help. Right after my mom died, every single day that I would be in class, I would be nonstop writing. I wouldn't even be paying attention. I would just be writing and writing and writing, and I think that really, really helped. And if not, I would also recommend coloring. A lot of therapists will recommend coloring. That's a big thing right now too, for stress, de-stressing. That does help. I would also recommend getting out in nature. Now, I know you're not going to want to get out of bed. I know you're going to be in a funk. But just go out in nature. Go to the park, sit in the grass, talk to your loved one that died. Even if you cry, who cares if anyone's watching? This is for you, not for them. I would meditate or pray if you are very religious. I personally was not very religious. I was brought up religious, but I am not religious as they would like me to be. So meditating has been my thing. Meditating, watching law of attraction videos, that kind of stuff just really helps ground me, makes me feel more okay with life, even though my mom is not here. It gives me a little strength, if I'm being completely honest. Remember the good moments. Like, I know it's gonna suck, because there are times where I remember my mom and I going to concerts and her dancing around, and it makes me cry. But I am much more at peace remembering those than remembering the day she left. You gotta keep them alive, you know? Talk to your family about it. Again, open up to someone. Your family also wants to talk to you, even if they don't want to. You guys are all that you guys have left. Does that make sense? And then remember that the person who passed really cares for you. So take care of yourself, even if you have to force it. And by this I mean eat, stay hydrated, keep up with personal hygiene, get enough rest. And if you feel suicidal, there is the suicide prevention line. Check yourself into a hospital for a bit. Really make sure you stay alive. And if it's not for you, make it for them. Use that as your strength and follow your dreams. Not only for you, but for them. If that's what makes you feel better. Walk your dog, play with your cat. Animals really seem to help a lot. We adopted my dog a year after my mom passed away, and she has been my best friend. We would cry together. She would make me feel better. Like, she has been such a rock. The animals are so great to us. They're just... Get moving. Try going for walks or to the gym. Now I know you probably don't want to go to the gym or go for a walk, but exercise does help release the happy endorphins, and you're really going to need those right now. So even if you're forcing yourself and you're crying while you're doing it, I would still do it. You know, there would be times where I'd be working out in my room. Just start working out in your room. And I would start crying. But afterwards, I'd feel so much better and so much more comfortable in my skin. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. You know, life isn't all that bad, even though it feels like it is. For me, maybe it's just because I'm Mexican, cleaning the house like my mom used to makes me feel a lot better and more connected to her. Like if someone else comes into the house and starts cleaning, I'm like, what the in my mom's house? You know, I'm very territorial of that. And I've also met someone who was exactly the same way when their father died at the same age as me. They would clean their car, you know, even though some people are like, you need to let go, do what makes you feel better. They are not in your shoes. Now, if you're getting too overboard, then maybe go to therapy. But yeah, also listening to music we used to listen to makes me feel happier, even though I cry. Like the entire first 2 years after she passed away, I was not able to listen to a band called Maná, which is a Spanish rock band, because I would break down crying. But now when I listen to it, I cry. But I know she's happy. And I know she's here with me. So yeah, that makes me feel a lot more better and secure. One of the big things, it's okay to cry. Cry it out now if you can, and do not bottle it up. It is not healthy. My dad, my dad has never, he didn't really cry. He hasn't really let go of it all, and because he's held it on for so long, it has made him very angry and bitter. And now he's opening up, and you could just see how much less stress he has on him and how much better he feels about it, and he's slowly making progress. But just do not bottle it up. It is okay to cry. Okay? I don't know who cries, especially if you're a guy. You need to cry. Cry in the bathroom. I don't know. Just cry. Just let it out. I would also recommend hanging up pictures up of them and talk to them again. Like I said earlier, talk to them as though they're here, because they hear you. At least I like to think so. They're there listening to you. They're there when you need them. They're always there, even though you can't physically hold them. Remember, everything is gonna be okay. I know everyone used to say, like, sorry for your loss. I just wanted to hear someone say, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna get through this. You are capable of getting through this. You can do it. And it's okay to have a bad day. Because there are some days, like, recently I've been feeling so great, but just yesterday I was like, I really miss my mom. But here I am now filming this video. So, A+ for me, I think. They love you, and they believe in you. Just know that. The last things that I have written down is take some time to yourself. Give yourself lots of love. That's probably what the person that passed away would have wanted. I highly doubt, like, if you think about the person you lost, do you really think they'd want you to be hurting yourself, hurting people around you? I know you're going to feel horrible at the beginning, but if you continue with that and you continue living in that, do you really think that would have made them happy if they were here today? Didn't think so. So you gotta try. If not for you, then for them. And if not for them, for the ones that you still care about and are still there for you, day in and day out, whether it be your sister or your best friend. Another thing is to take that pain and try turning it into motivation to be happy and accomplish your goals. For the longest time, I've been using my mom's death as my motivation to go to school. Turns out, that's not what it was. It's just me loving to learn, but I have used it to make this video. I bet my mom would have laughed about it. She would have been like, "You on YouTube? Are you sure?" I could already imagine she'd be eating chips and stuff and just, God. But my mom used to say, you can do whatever you put your heart to. So does my dad, so. That's it. I hope someone got a little something from it. Remember to love your mom and love everyone around you, and to love yourself. It's gonna be okay. And I'm proud you've made it this far.